Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Ottawa Senators franchise mode. So in last episode we had the season simulation, and it was a very productive season. Our top six was comprised for probably close to 500 points or 300 points or something like that. As you could see, Voinov, Prohorkin, Pushkarev, Loktionov, Baumgartner, and Pakhanov all had over 72 points. And then our bottom six also played pretty decent, as nobody had below, it looks like 25 points. Yeah, I think nobody had below 25 points on our bottom six, which is pretty good too. And our defense helped out as well and played solid defensively. As you can see, pluses all around. The only minus player we had was the youngster in Reed Westcott, who was a -1 because he was on the penalty kill the entire season. And yeah, then our goaltenders also played pretty solid, while at least Kuleshov did. As you can see, he had a pretty good record. He could have won the Vezina, but I looked and he was not close to the trophy winning, or well, who was going to be the trophy winning goaltender. So yeah, well, at least we got somebody who won the Ross in Voinov, and Prohorkin came in close second. So anyways, we're up here now in the playoffs in the first round against the Montreal Canadiens, who have not really got a lot of experience. I was looking actually at their stuff, and I think there is only 6 players on their roster that have played a playoff game before. Because Montreal's been bad like the last maybe 5 seasons or so, and they have a franchise center because of that, but he hasn't grown yet because he's still really young. However, I don't know if that's going to bite us in the ass, because maybe these youngsters are going to outplay us, because we're technically a veteran squad now, because a lot of these guys have experience on our club. But anyways, let's roll up the playoff infographic that I made for this first round. So as you can see, the Montreal Canadiens finished the season with 239 goals, and they allowed 209 goals, so they only had a differential of +30. They went 46, 30, and 6 with an 18.9% on the power play and a 78.8% on the penalty kill. So they didn't really do good anywhere. Their offense outdid their defense, outdid their goals against, so they did good in that sense, but anywhere else it's not really that good. Like, the record's basically 46 and 36, so I'm not really liking that for them. And then their special teams didn't seem that good. In comparison to us, though, the President's Trophy winning team, we scored 301 goals this year. We allowed 196 for a differential of +105, so we definitely had the upper hand in that sense in the offensive category and the defensive category too. In terms of our record, we win 55, 20, and 7, so basically 55 and 27. So we basically doubled our losses and doubled our wins to losses. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. And our power play was 24.6%, which was in the top 5 in the league. And we also were 83.9% on the penalty kill, which was also top 5. So I'm hoping we can continue this trend going forward into this playoffs. So let's start up the 2030 playoffs against the Montreal Canadiens. Like I said, we've never played them in the playoffs before because they have barely any experience, because some of the guys that have experience were from other teams beforehand. So here we go, game number 1 at the Canadian Tire Center, first period, and it is 1-0 for us. Nice. So Josh O'Connelly beats Philip Gustafson, who used to play for us. He played only a couple seasons, I think, as backup maybe, before we let him go. Shots are in the Habs' favor, 12-7, but we are winning 1-0. Second period, and it is 2-1 for us now. Ivan Pushkarev makes it 2-0, but Lauren Daigle is going to pull the Habs within 1. We kind of need to get a bit more shots. I'm not liking that we only have 12 shots on goal. It means that their goaltending's not that good, but they're outshooting us 23-12, so we need to get a bit more chances here in the third to keep them off the scoreboard. And they're still running away with shots, and we're going to make it 3-1. Wow, 3 goals on 13 shots, and it's Voinov. The last time Voinov played in the playoffs, he had only 1 goal, but he had 6 assists. And Fuji also scores his first ever playoff goal, so it's a 4-1 lead despite being outshot by 10 shots, roughly. And we're going to win game 1 by a score of 4-1, so great offensive game and a great defensive game, just like what we normally play. Finally, from Hornquist and Joseph, Pushkarev from Prohorkin and Voinov, Voinov from Plekhanov and Loktionov, and then Fugafuji from Joseph and Anisimov. So Voinov had 2 points, Joseph had 2 points as well. So Kuleshov gets first star with 30 saves, Voinov the second star with 2 points, and Pushkarov the third star with 1 goal. It's good to see that Voinov's continuing his awesome play. I came up with a nickname for him because his name is Stanislav, so he's now Stan the Man, even though that's like a nickname that everybody that's named Stan gets. Okay, so let's get into game number 2, still on home ice. Let's see if we could still take advantage of this home ice too. See if we can get some more goals. First period, and it's 3-0 Habs. Ew, that's totally opposite of last game. Hopefully we could somehow battle back because Josephson scores, so that's the franchise guy. Dag makes it 2-0, so that's his second of the playoffs. And Martin Necas, who's also really good, makes it 3-0, and we're getting slammed in shots again. I'm not liking that we're giving up a lot of shots. Hopefully we could bounce back here in the second period, and oh my god, it's 4-0. Ballard makes it that, and we're actually catching up in shots, but this just looks like a game that we're just gonna get outplayed, which really sucks because when we lose to Montreal in Ottawa, like, the Montreal fans are annoying as crap. No offense to you Montreal fans, but still. Loktionov gets us on the board, but Abney's going to get one right back for the Habs. I almost said Cabs. Why the heck am I saying that? Fugafuji gets us another goal, so that's his second of the playoffs. And it is going to be a 5-2 final for the Habs going back to Montreal. So that's totally uncharacteristic of how we played during the regular season, so hopefully we could bounce back. So our only goal is Loktionov from Baumgartner and Plekhanov, and Fugafuji from Westcott and James Marco. So the 3 stars are all Habs guys. Necas had 3 points, Gustafson the second star, 34 saves, and Dag the third star with 2 points. So we need to shut down that Dag line, and, well, maybe just our top 6. We definitely need to shut down Dag though, because Dag's got 3 points in 2 games. He might be the main reason their offense has been clicking. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully we can bounce back from this, because I don't know really how we're going to play, like how we're playing, because the first game we score 4 goals, then the second game we get 2 goals. So 6 goals in 2 games, and then we give up 6 goals also in 2 games. So we're kind of playing a bit iffy right now. So let's see how we play at the Bell Center in Montreal, see if we could get a win here. Because if we don't, I might want to change up stuff with the lines, like maybe put Voinov on the top line. First period, and okay, that's a good start. 3-0 for us. So this is like the reverse of what happened last game. So Lou Joseph gets his first ever playoff goal, followed by Plekhanov, who gets like his 40th playoff point probably. And then Voinov gets another goal. So it is 3-0 for us after 1. We're also shooting them 13-11. Let's see what happens here in the second period. And it's 3-1, so they break the shutout. Chernik, I think it's Chernik. Sorry, I had to sneeze beforehand because literally today's like a really, really cold day. So, yeah, my allergies and I think I might have a cold. So shots are 20-15 in favor of us. We got a 2-goal advantage. Let's see if we could keep it up here in the third period. They're catching up in shots, but nobody has scored yet in this third, and Ballard pulls them within 1. I'm not liking that. Come on, boys. We need an insurance marker. Last 5 minutes of this third period. Hold them off. Power play late. And we're going to get the empty netter, and it's Reed Westcott who picks up his first playoff goal. And we win game 3, 4-2. So Joseph from Wu and Connolly, Plekhanov from Loktionov and Baumgartner, Voinov from Prohorkin and Pushkarov, and then Westcott from Pushkarov and Prohorkin. Yeah, that's what I wanted to check. Okay, good 3 stars in that game. DeSalvatore was in that for them. Apparently they're a goaltender. That's interesting. Unless they changed goalies halfway through the game because of that first period. Yeah, that's probably what happened. Kuleshov gets second star with 24 saves, and Prohorkin gets third star with 2 assists. Okay, so I'm not going to change anything with the lines because that was a good offensive game and a pretty solid one defensively. So I don't know really what to make of our team right now, because we're kind of going back and forth. So hopefully we can continue winning games here. Like if we score 4 goals, we should be able to win games. If we let more than 2 goals, it looks like we lose games. So we want to play that good in this game 4. Still in Montreal. Come on, boys. Let's have a good opening period just like last game. First period, and it's scoreless. Okay, I'll take that. So finally, a first period where there's not a team leading by 3. Shots are 10-9 in favor of the Habs. Second period, and it's 1-0 for us. Yes, the captain, Dmitry Plekhanov, comes through. Shots are 22 apiece. So it's a really even game so far. Hopefully we could come through with some more goals here in the third and keep them off the scoreboard. And there you go, an early 30 seconds in, Plekhanov gets his second in the night to make it a 2-0 game. Just what I wanted. Dr. Plekhanov. He's the doctor. You know what? Get what the doctor ordered. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just really tired right now. Last 5 minutes of this third period, we got a 2-0 lead. And it's going to be a shutout for Kuleshov as Fuji gets his third of the playoffs as an empty netter. Great game from Kuleshov and Plekhanov. There's too much Russians on this team. And Latvians and whatever. So Plekhanov from Baumgartner and Loktionov. Plekhanov from Loktionov and Kapitanov. There's an all-Russian goal or something like that. And then Fuji from Westcott and Anisimov. 3 stars in this game. Kuleshov the first star, 31 saves. Gustafsson gets second star for the Habs with 35 saves. And then Plekhanov gets third star with 2 goals. So really good game number 4. And it says Wisniewski's been injured, and he is actually injured. Damn, that sucks. Till April the 26th. So hopefully he's back for next round if we get there. But that's a big loss because I think he's like our 3rd best defenseman. No, he's our 2nd best defender. So we're going to move up McCutcheon. Sorry guys, my Elgato randomly cut out. I don't know what happened. It just like randomly crashed. So anyways, what I was going to do was put Liam Ekholm into the lineup for that injury. So Liam Ekholm is now on the top 6. LaRose will play on the top 4 with Jet Wu. And McCutcheon will play on the top pairing with Kapitanov. So hopefully we can get that win still. Wisniewski's out till the 23rd, I think it said. So he might be back actually for next round, which is good if we get there. Hopefully we could still get there. Because like Wisniewski's a really good defensive defenseman. And actually our AHL team made the playoffs. I'm surprised on that. I don't think they've made the playoffs in like quite a while. So hopefully they go for like a Calder Cup or something as well. So here we go, game number 5. We're back on home ice. We won both games in Montreal. Let's see if we could end their season and head to the second round, where we've had a lot of trouble with in the last few seasons. First period, and it's 2-1 for the Habs. We get an early goal, Ivan Bushkarov, but then I think his name's Rocky Ballard scores, and Mikhail Barenka makes it 2-1 for them after 1. Shots are 9 apiece. Let's see if we could bounce back here in the second. And we're going to get 2 goals. Nice. Voinov starts the comeback, ties it at 2, and then Joshua Connolly makes it a 3-2 game. We're outshooting them 20-19, so it's still a pretty even-steven game. Let's see what happens here in the third and see if we could end their season. Hopefully we can, because Montreal fans get really annoying when their team wins. Plekhanov makes it a 4-2 game. Nicely done, Captain Plekhanov. But Josephson pulls them within 1. Come on, boys. Just hold them off. Oh my god, Nick Haas is going to tie it at 4, so we give up a 2-goal advantage. It's not good. And we are going to be going to overtime for game number 5. It's 4-4. Shots are 28-28. This is anybody's game going into OT. Come on, Kuleshov, you could do this. Just play good in net, and he's going to let in an early goal by Morrow, and the Habs come back from a 4-2 deficit to stun us 5-4. That's not good. So Pushkarov from Voinov and Anisimov, Voinov from Prohorkin and Anisimov, Connolly from Wu, Plekhanov from Voinov and Baumgartner, and then we let in 3 unanswered goals. I'm not liking that. Hopefully we bounce back in Montreal since we're perfect there so far. Voinov gets first star, and then Josephson and Cass get the second and third star. Okay, so we gotta definitely bounce back after that game. That was not a good game. We should have won that one because we were up 4-2 early in the third, and then we just let in 2 goals in that third period, and then that OT winner by Morrow. Hopefully we could win here in Montreal, because like I said, we're perfect in Montreal so far. We've outscored them 7-2. Let's see if we could win game number 6. If we lose, I'm gonna have to make some line changes for game 7, I think. Come on, boys. We need our offense to show up here. First period, and it's scoreless. Nice. Okay, I'll take that. Shots are 11-11, so this series is actually a lot closer than I imagined. But then during the regular season, actually, we won all 4 of the season meetings, but only by 1 goal, so it was a pretty tight season series as well. Second period, and it is 1-0 for us, and it is the free agent signing from last year, James Marco. Good job, Marco. Shots are 21-20, so it's still a pretty even series. Let's see what happens here in the third period. Come on, boys. There you go. James Marco again. Leave it to the fourth line center, and then Voinov is going to score to make it 3-0. Come on, guys. Just hold them off, because I know you guys give up leads sometimes. Last 10 minutes of this third period. And it's looking like your Ottawa Senators are going to be headed to that dreaded second round, and hopefully this time around we could actually make it past there. Ballard breaks the shutout with 15 seconds left, but who cares, because we won 3-1. Good job, boys. So Marco from Fugafuji and Westcott, and the exact same thing for the second goal, and then Voinov from Prohorkin and Pushkarev. Good job, boys. 3 stars, Marco, Kuleshov, and Westcott. Okay, so we are off to the second round of the playoffs, and yeah, I think Vishnevsky should be back for around the start of the second round. Our HL team looks like they're going to be eliminated in the first round, which sucks. So yeah, let's check the player stats first for the first round for us, and then we will see who we're up against in the second round. So player stats. So Voinov has 7 points in 6 games, continuing what he did during the regular season. Bukhanov is a point per game. Fugafuji, Pushkarev, and Westcott, and actually Loktionov and Prohorkin, all 5 points. Those are all guys on like different lines, so our depth is still showing up, which is good. And Isimov's got 4 points, which is kind of weird because he's like a top 6 defenseman. Baumgartner 4 points, Connolly 3 points. Marco, Joseph have 3 points, Wu 2 points, and then Kapitanov and Hornquist 1 point each. Ekholm no points in 2 games, and Vishnevsky had no points in the 4 games he played, and McCutcheon and LaRose no points either. Goaltending wise, Kuleshov 4-1-1, 1 shutout, and .921 save percentage, and a 2.32 goals against average. So pretty good, solid start to him, because I think this is his first year as a starter in the playoffs. So because last year we didn't make it. Okay, so now let's see who we are up against in the second round of the playoffs. Hopefully it's a team that we could beat. I know there's a lot of teams actually in this playoffs that have former players of ours, especially in the Western Conference. So I'm kind of iffy about that. If we play Detroit, though, we're going to have to play Fowler. Let's see who we're up against. And it's going to be the Boston Bruins. Now, that's a team that we've never played before in this franchise mode, so this should be interesting. I don't think they had any former players of ours. I could be wrong. So let's see. Boston, Jake DeBrusk, Bruce Hill. I remember this guy at the draft because he was an elite center. I wanted to get him. And David Pasternak. Second line, they got Brennan Hillis, Eli Belfour, and Brandon Paco. Third line, Asher Harper, Matthias Christensen, and Alexander Varlamov. And in fourth line, they got Sergei Anisimov, Jeremy Armsden, and Matthew Boulian. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not French, so. And then on defense, they got Yuri Jas. Or you're an ass, I'll call him. Yeah, you're an ass. Charlie McAvoy, Caleb Brain, Skylar Pedersen, Gabriel Carlson, and Vili Nielkainen. And in terms of goaltending, they got Yves Bourgeois and Ivan Kuhlman. Scratch, they got Malachi Long and Moises Martinuk. Okay, so it's a lot of generated guys again. There's only like a couple guys that still play for the Bruins in real life, like DeBrusque and Pasternak and McAvoy. Everybody else is kind of like created guys, except for Gabriel Carlson. Huh, interesting. I don't know what to really make of them. They have a really solid offense, it looks like. In some areas, their defense is somewhat solid. I don't know how good the top six is. And then their goaltending, it's solid, but it's not really like they don't have a legitimate starter unless Bourgeois is actually better. He might be because he's a medium elite goalie. Okay, so I think we have the upper hand. I don't know what their stats look like during the regular season, but I'll show you guys like a playoff infographic in next episode for the Boston Bruins, so you guys would be able to see how good we are matched up against them. Okay guys, that's going to do it for this episode of my Sens franchise mode. So next episode, we are going to take on the Boston Bruins in the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And hopefully we can get on to that conference finals because we have never been there before. I think this is our 5th time going into the second round, and we've never had success in going into the conference finals. So hopefully we could do that, because this is probably going to be our final season in this franchise mode series. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.